Hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. If you don't mind, I would like to share and start with a quick story. It was April 8th, 2008 at 8:35 in the morning. I was working with my dad's company in his office. My dad walked in, closed the office door slowly. He sat down and he told me that the banks were shutting everything down. My dad told them, hey, look, you guys can't do that. But the banks replied, sue us. They knew that everybody was going under. I tried to remain calm, but look, I knew that my path that I had planned, at least in my mind, was all about to change. Have you ever heard the saying, in moments of suffering, greatness is born? That was the moment. I watched everything that my dad had built over 40 years collapse. My dad was always the one to say, Justin, look, there are doers and there are dreamers in this world. Doers will take their dreams and they will make them a reality. Dreamers will just keep on dreaming, baby. They will talk, but they will just dream and talk. That's all they do. One of the hardest things to watch is seeing someone that you love lose everything that they had built. It was devastating. But remember, in moments of suffering, greatness is born. Look, there are a lot of talkers out there with loud voices, but when push comes to shove, they quiver under the pressure. They don't rise to the occasion and they don't take the action on what they say they're gonna do. You're watching this video right now because you want more out of your life. You've worked hard and you want to be the doer. You just need a little helping hand. We're here to help you. I want you to think of your bigger purpose though, beyond money. What causes or core values do you want to leave a legacy of? This mentorship program came about organically as people reached out to me. They were eager to learn from my experiences and my expertise. But my passion extends well beyond business. Aside from taking care of my family, which is the obvious, my big, hairy, audacious goal, right? BHAG, if you don't have one, you need one, is to make a meaningful impact. I want to pay off at least 100,000 mortgages of the widows of fallen spouses via the Tunnels to Towers organization, save the 22 lives a day of Navy SEALs by preventing suicide, and offer financial literacy and mentorship to disadvantaged children and kids throughout the United States. This is my bigger purpose. So through my businesses, the media, this program, and other things, I'm actively working towards making this dream a reality. What's yours? You've taken the first step, showing interest in learning more about multifamily and scheduling a call with me and my team. The purpose of this video is to give you a solid overview of multifamily and how it can help pivot you away from the day-to-day grind of your W-2, maybe flipping houses or your wholesaling houses or other stagnant career paths, and provide generational wealth for you and your family. Remember this, when people say that knowledge is power, that's just not the case. Knowledge is king, but action is the power. What separates successful people, it isn't their knowledge or their connections, trust funds, or even lotto winnings if you're lucky enough. That's all fine and dandy, but it's their actions. People who take action and don't sit back waiting for the right time, or waiting for someone to come save them, or play the victim game, or blaming society for their current status, they're the ones that succeed in life. There are plenty of trust fund babies, people with amazing connections, the smartest people in the room, but they're underachievers. However, on the flip side, there are many examples of people who've had horrible childhoods, no connections, not well educated, who push through many hurdles in life and become great. No one is going to save you. No one's coming to help you. You need to grab your life by the horns and go make some shit happen. Excuse my language. That's why you're here though. Okay, look, that's enough motivation for one day. Let's get down to business. I'm not going to be the guy who sits here and tells you that you shouldn't focus on any other asset classes in real estate. But I can tell you that multifamily has made me a multi-millionaire many times over, and now with the audacious goal of becoming a billionaire. I've been in real estate for 15 plus years, and this is a niche literally that has the best return on effort I've ever seen when you combine the benefits of cash flow, appreciation, the tax benefits that we'll get into, inflation hedge. Remember, people need three things: food, water, shelter. Today, I'm a multifamily investor with a portfolio that's grown from a single condo worth $100,000 in 2010 to over 500 plus units and $110 million plus in real estate assets, with an even bigger aspirations underway towards $4 billion in 10,000 units. What I did with this mentorship is create a proven process to show real estate investors how to generate massive cash flow in big seven-figure paydays. I'm going to break it down for you in detail in the next few minutes. You're most likely trying to solve for a few problems. Maybe you're in a W-2 job earning a good money, but you want more. Maybe you're doing single-family real estate, or you're flipping or wholesaling, and you need to level up, do bigger deals, and get off that transactional hamster wheel that you're in. You have an exhaustive hustle and you have an exhaustive grind model, but that just comes with a lot of headaches and exhaustion. You know it. You know you need to invest and make moves in your life, but you're unsure where to invest your money and or who to trust with the many gurus selling stuff online. You're in a position to take action, but you can't take huge, massive risks with the money that you do have. You want to take risk, you just want calculated risk. Am I right? In order to get through the first steps and the first hurdle, you need the right information or the education to know where to begin. And by the way, real estate investors are driven individuals and action takers. So even though I don't know you, if you're anything like me or like any of the members in the community, I know that if you were certain that the business model was the best, if you were convinced on the strategy itself, if you were sure that this was the most lucrative and it best aligned with your lifestyle and goals, and if you had the step-by-step blueprint of what to do next, you'd be off and running, wouldn't you? So let me break it down in detail what multifamily is, how it works, and what my strategy is to help you. But first, what I wanted to do is share the main thing I had personally looked at in this business model for my investment goals and the lifestyle that I wanted. My hope is that you'll either agree with me and think that this is the best opportunity you've ever seen, or that at least you'll know what it is and it's just not right for you. So for me, these are the things I wanted in the business model and that made multifamily so attractive for me. First and foremost, I wanted a business model with proper leverage, good debt, and great return on effort. The money's irrelevant if I have to work all day, all night, 24/7 trying to generate that type of income. I'm at a point in my life where, look, I value my time. I want that time back. Second, I wanted a vehicle that had a decent barrier to entry to limit the competition. You don't want it too easy, but not too hard. Nearly 60% of all the multifamily deals are done through brokers. It's a very tight circle. So the secret we teach in the mentorship is how to use the on-market deals and access to get access to the brokers trading the off-market opportunities for you. This is how I did it, and I will teach you this method as well. I wanted something repeatable and highly scalable through standardization. And what most people do with single family investing is they move into the multifamily because they think it's larger and more scalable. That's true. There's bigger numbers and economies of scale. There's more doors in one property to help you diversify. In most cases, when you're wholesaling properties, you deal with several pitfalls, right? One of them is inconsistent income. Wholesaling can be unpredictable. High marketing costs, lost deposits, and your income is very transactional, relying upon finding and closing of deals. If you're unable to secure properties or buyers, your income suffers drastically. The competition is another real issue. The real estate wholesaling market is highly competitive, especially right now, mainly because of all the gurus online trying to teach everybody and tell everybody how easy it is when it's not. 80 to 90% of all the wholesalers will be out of business in the next year because of the inability to secure and find deals and keep up with the rising costs of the business, the marketing, etc. Other issues are legal and ethical, right? Risk and limited control. Look, then you flip to the other side, literally. Flipping homes can be very lucrative. I've done it and still do it. However, you need to be very careful and know your stuff. Otherwise, you can get caught with massive cost overruns, time constraints, heavy market risks that change while you're right in the middle of your renovation. You deal with crappy contractors, financing and interest rate risk, permits and city ordinances. They all change your holding costs. They can eat you alive if your project takes longer than expected. And I got news for you. I'm a licensed general contractor. Rule number 1 in construction, it always takes longer. Rule number 2 in construction, it always costs more. There are other models which can work well. Flex space, mobile home parks, storage facilities, etc. I invest into all of them. We own 6 mobile home parks and we're growing into that. But I've always been taught, look, focus and be an inch wide and a mile deep versus a mile wide and an inch deep. Don't try and be the jack of all, therefore you become the jack of none. People need 3 things. Remember this. They need food, water, and what? Shelter. More people rent versus buy nowadays, and the national demographics are changing quickly into a European model, whereby more choose to rent versus own. Less families are being created. Kids are waiting longer, larger student loan debt, other factors which are keeping people renting versus owning longer. I never experienced anything like it. In my multifamily mentorship program, I teach my exact unique model step by step how to repeatedly source on and off market deals, analyzing the deals to make sure that they work, learning how to raise the capital and the financing, closing the escrow, and managing the properties correctly. We go through it all in this program. On the screen right now is a picture of my first rental property, a $100,000 condo we bought in 2010 in Murrieta, California. We put $25,000 down. We got a $75,000 loan. It cash flowed at 13%. Now that's kick-ass, right? To the novice investor, you'd be like clapping your hands, but to the big thinker, that's pennies in the bucket. We went from this condo to a triplex, then a fourplex, then 5 to 10 unit deals, then 20 to 50 unit deals out of state, and now into the 100+ unit deal categories, doing 78 million, as you can see in another case study, another video. If I knew what I know now, I would start with 10 to 20 unit deals. That's what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to coach you. Nationally, housing development hasn't been able to keep up with the demand, driving leasing prices even higher. At the time of this video, there's an oversupply of Class A new construction apartments in certain markets, and the industry is going through a shakeup due to the interest rate environment. But as long as you don't over leverage and you can keep cash flow coming, you can ride through any market. That's the beauty of multifamily and cash flowing assets. Yahoo Finance just did a great article on the US population and housing demand. With the US population increasing by 7.6% over the last decade, the nation's housing deficit is estimated at more than 3.8 million units that we need that we don't have. We can't build fast enough, even if you wanted to, all day and night. Multifamily historically has performed extremely well in economic downturns, which is really the important box for me to check. The rising demand for multifamily has occurred in recent years because the way that people work, it's changed. Fundamentally, it's changed. With COVID and migrating work patterns, people are now looking for more cost-effective ways to have a home and live closer to where they work, which multifamily provides. Every market fluctuates, and there's peaks and there's valleys. In the last 3 years alone, rent prices have increased over 14% a year in multifamily. Now this is going to settle, and it's already starting. I expect a great wealth opportunity in the coming years because of the national and geopolitical issues that we're dealing with in the world right now. In multifamily, there are many other sources of income which are great. You have pet income, parking income, trash income, utility reimbursements, tech packages, cable packages, all kinds of other sources beyond just the rent. So I know I'm saying a lot here, but let me summarize what I just went through and what it all means together before I end the best part of multifamily as an investment vehicle. With multifamily, we have large deal values, lots of good leverage, good debt, and a tremendous return on investment. These are assets with medium barriers to entry. You can deal direct with sellers or direct with brokers in your acquisition strategy. Deal flow isn't a nightmare when you implement a solid strategy. And what I teach is how to leverage software, technology, and systems to help you locate, analyze, raise capital, close the escrows, manage your multifamily deals more easily. We help you all along the way. One of the greatest pieces of feedback I received from students is how we provide a solid hand-holding process and are readily available for students when they have questions about deals that they're looking at, they're analyzing, the challenges they're going through, and so forth. What is great about real estate, and specifically multifamily, are the multiple different capital event opportunities that you have. This allows liquidity events during the course of ownership at multiple stages. In my program, one of the foundational concepts that I teach around is the method of the BRRRR, right? We've heard this, maybe you've heard it online. You buy, you renovate, you restabilize, you refinance, and you repeat the process. Value add can come from many forms. I prefer the lighter renovation projects, especially for your first and second deals. You can either add value through improving the property and raising the rents, or you can add value through improved operations, whereby you're decreasing the expenses and tweaking the revenue at the property. At the end of the day, it's all about net operating income. Let me illustrate this point to you. Banks and investors use NOI and cap rates to establish the value of commercial properties. Let's take this property as an example. The gross rents are $15,000 a month. 8% economic loss, that's vacancy, other factors. So operating income is $13,800. Then you deduct your property expenses. Let's use a 38% ratio to get your net operating income at approximately $8,600 per month. Now, let's multiply that by 12 months. You get $103,000 for the year. And to establish the value of the property, you're going to divide that net operating income by a market cap rate. Now, market cap rates are determined by investors and bankers in the market. Each market's different. But for simple use, let's take 5.5%. So you take that $103,000 divided by the 5.5%, that's $1.87 million in value. Now for the fun part. Let's increase the income on the property $1,000 a month, $100 per unit in a 10-unit property. Now the net operating income is closer to $112,000. So you take that $112,000 divided by 5.5%, now you're at $2,050,000. So all things being constant, if you can increase rents by $100 per month per unit, you put $200,000 in cash in your pocket. Think about that for a minute. What's even better is if you can do this without any improvements, right? Additional cash in to improve the property renovations. This is just one example of many. So we teach you how to analyze, we buy the deal right, we finance it correctly to help you grow wealth. In summary, if you want to build real wealth through real estate, it is my opinion that there's no better way than multifamily. Multifamily is extremely profitable for investors when you do it right and use property financing correctly, good leverage. It also gives you the opportunity for huge paydays. If you want to take a short to midterm exit and excellent cash flows, then this is truly as good as it can get. All you need to know is how to successfully acquire these assets in a predictable sourcing method. You need to understand the pillars of how to analyze a deal, right? How to raise the capital like a pro, close the escrow correctly and avoid big money mistakes. and how to hire good property management companies to remove yourself from the day-to-day operations. Our program gives you all of my playbooks and has weekly live calls with me, not some random hired coach. We hold your hand every single step of the way. So prepare for the call. Watch the other videos herein to get to know me, which you've already done some of that. Write down some of your questions. Make sure to take the call in a quiet place with no distractions and invite a partner if it's relevant for you. Let's make this happen for you. Remember, motivation will get you going, but discipline will help you across the finish line. No one is coming to save you. If you want a better life, you need to go get it. Stop waiting for the right time or the perfect time. It's never going to happen. Invest in yourself. Learn the skills to increase your value. In real estate, you either have the knowledge or you have the money. You either bring sweat equity to the table or real equity with cash. If you're able to do both, you are unstoppable. You are a powerhouse. I look forward to speaking with you. See you on the call. Take care.